talk about some April reading plans for 2025. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is a very loose April TBR. Got a bunch of arcs I would love to get to this month, along with some alpha, beta reads, and review copies and series continuations and things like that are going on. Now, my reading this year has been quite sporadic. Some months have been fantastic, and this month I think I read like 3, maybe 4 books in the month of March. It's currently the 30th at the time of filming, so we'll see what we get through, but I'm pretty confident / ambitious potentially about April. I will say I am still doing an alpha read at the moment, and I have 2 beta reads, and they will always take the priority. So I have an alpha read happening. It's continuing on. I should finish the first part of that alpha read in the next 2 to 3 days. And then the second part, I'm not sure when that will come in, but that'll be another potentially 500 pages to read for that particular book. And I have 2 beta reads happening. So I have one from an author that is known to me. I've read 2 of their books before. This, I believe, is looking to get traditionally published and going down that, like, the querying route. So I'm doing a beta read for that one in the first week of April. I'll start that one this week after I finish the alpha read. And there's another beta read that came through Bard and Butter, which I'll be doing hopefully in the second week of April, and taking about 2 to 3 weeks to do that one. I am also listening to more audio recently, so I've got a couple of audiobooks in here in amongst the midst. But other than the alpha and beta reads, let's just jump into what I'm planning very loosely on reading this month, and a lot of them is going to be arcs. I will start off with the audiobooks because these are the ones that I'm most confident that I will get in, and I also want to make sure I'm continuing that trend of finishing a series per month if I can. So I'm going to be picking up The Angel of Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a horror. It's a slasher horror. If you like slashers, if you grew up with slashers like in the 80s and early 90s, you probably have a good time with this one. Slashers aren't my favorite type of horror, but I've had an okay time with the series so far. I've done the second book on audio, and I really enjoyed the audio presentation of it more so than the written in the first book. Not to say the writing is bad. I think Stephen Graham Jones has quite a unique voice, but it is not a horror subgenre that I personally gravitate towards. So audio worked better for me. I'm going to go with audio, and I'll probably DNF, that's not the terminology I'm looking for, probably unhaul the 3 books. I'll see if my sister wants them, because she does love slashers, but she hates reading, so well, she likes audiobooks but not physically reading, so I'll see. They may just get donated, but that will be my next audiobook once I finish the one I'm currently listening to at the moment, which is Kavitri by Aman J. Beatty, and that will probably be in May's wrap up, just because I'm not quite done with that one yet. So pretty confident that will happen. That will be the next audiobook. And once I finish that, I'll be picking up Blue Flames by Jacqueline Hagan, which I'll put the cover up here. This is book 3 of the Riverfall Chronicles. I listened to book 2, I want to say December, late last year, if not finishing in January this year. I can't remember. Time's been a bit wild in 2025. It ended on such a cliffhanger. I had this one sitting in Audible before I made the jump over to Libro, so I would like to listen to that one. So I'm fairly confident those 2 audiobooks I can get done in the month, just with how much travel time that I have, and also gym and walking the dogs. So fairly confident those 2 will happen. Moving on to the arc reads that I have now. All of these that I have on this list are digital, so I tend to like having a physical book, just because if I probably read mostly in digital, but I will always tend to have a physical book on hand, because if I don't have a physical book, I miss the feeling of a book in my hands. It probably sounds silly to non-readers, but I'm sure that most people who are here with me have a similar mindset or feel about physical books, or most people that I know actually prefer physical book format. I do too. I prefer a physical book, but sometimes it's inconvenient to carry them around, especially if they're this big. But if I do need a physical book, I will gravitate towards the Crippled God, because I would like to finish this before the end of May. So if I don't get to it this month, then I'll just basically, this will be my 1 book. I'll have a 1 book TBR for May, 2, because I have a buddy read happening. It'll be that and Crippled God. So we'll see. Potentially, if I want a physical book, I'll jump into that one. I digress. The arcs that I have for the moment, there is one that is releasing on April 29th. This will be my next ebook after I finish Dragon Your Bones by Tatiana Obi. This is the Crimson Fire by Abel Montero. He is a really, really lovely booktuber here on the platform. He's an Italian author. These have been released in Italy and they've been translated for English, and we'll get the first one on the 29th of April. So this one looks like this. It is a really cool cover. He's a graphic designer by trade, so he's done all this himself, and an author. Very cool. Had the pleasure of just meeting up with him on a Discord not that long ago, and I'm so hyped for this book. So it's Gods walk among men, but the empire they have forged is on the brink of collapse. Getting some very, very good early reviews, so I'm looking forward to jumping into this arc. The next arc that I have, and I would also like to read this hopefully before the release date, which I believe is set for April 30th at this point, is the Tome of Haren. This is by Haren by Damien Nicholas Francis, or just Damien Francis on the cover. New cover is up here. This was previously released under a small press, which took this author and a bunch of other authors for a ride. Is it a vanity press? Is that what I'm thinking of? Anyway, a lot of authors were done very, very dirty by this particular press. So I reached out to Damien and just said that I would try and get this done around arc time. And arc time is the end, or the release time is end of April. So those will be my priorities once I finish the ebook that I have. Going on with the beta reads will be those two particular things. Now, if I do have some time, I would like to jump back into my current buddy read at the moment, which is the Crippled Gods by Trudy Skies, and with book 2, The Children of Chaos, which looks like this. I adored book 1. It was an easy 5-star for me. Absolutely loved it. I am very much looking forward into getting into book 2. I've heard from the commenters on the last video, or the wrap-up video, that this world gets so much more expansive in book 2, and I already thought that was pretty impressive in the first book, so very much looking forward to that. And then if I have time after that, I'll be picking up Reflections of Lilje, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Damselfly. And this is by Natalie Kelder. Now, this is a disability rep, sapphic romance subplot, historical fantasy, I want to say. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. I'm one of my most anticipated arcs since I heard about it. Natalie Kelder is a author that I admire very much, and I've only read a short story from her so far, which is just criminal at this point. This is a short standalone novel set in the magical version of early 20th century England, and it looks like this. The cover is absolutely gorgeous as well. I love those colors. So those are the things that I'm roughly planning on picking up in the month of April. How do you think I'll go, Roger? I know you're going to tell me to come in here and tell me to read The Crippled God. I promise. I will get to it at some point. I will. I'll pick it up. I will finish it. Anyway, that is what I'm picking up. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like the content, give it a like. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.